Hello everybody, my name is Paul from Cryonetic. In today's tutorial we'll be setting up this wall texture using a PBR method. Basically all we'll be using is a couple of references and then GIMP, setting up the texture and then importing it into Unreal Engine 4. Alright, let's get started. First thing you want to do is download the texture. I downloaded this from texturelib.com. They offer high resolution textures, still for free, not compared to CG textures at the current moment. Then another article would be on the Unreal Forums PBR tutorial series, PBR texture conversion on Marmoset Toolbag 2, and then Don't Not PBR rendering chart for Unreal Engine 4. This is more of just an article to read, as we won't be using these values. We'll be using the values set on this material chart on the Unreal forums. Well, this is the Quickshow Megascan material chart. Now all these links will be in the description below, so if you don't know where to find it, just look down below. Okay, so first what we want to do is we want to duplicate this layer. Then we're going to take the top one that we duplicated. We're going to desaturate it. Just click OK. Then we're also going to invert it. And then we're going to change its mode to soft light. If you notice the difference, you'll see that some of the darker areas started becoming a bit more light, and the light areas just started becoming a little bit more even toned. Okay, so that is done for that. So what we'll do is right click and then new from visible. What that will do is, if you hide all of these, you'll see that that will be now the texture that we'll be using. So I'm going to call this the Albedo texture. And then you're going to switch to your material value chart. Going to look for, this will be brick. So first thing, because we have the one set up there already, we're wanting those values. So you're going to use the color picker. Select that, you'll see your color will change over there. Just create a new image and then fill that image with that color. Then you're going to use your histogram. Now, if you don't have your histogram up on your toolbox on the right here, it's here by your Windows dockable dialogues, and then you'll see, there we go. And it should give you like a median value. So you'll see that median value for this will be 131. Then we're going to go here, and you'll see that's actually fairly close, 138. So we're just going to tweak it a little bit. Going to go to your colors, select your levels, so make sure, okay, we are on the right layer. If you maybe perhaps selected another layer, but you have that one highlighted, it will give you the value for that layer. So just be careful when you're working with this. The histogram always works on the highlighted layer. I didn't want to adjust that. I wanted to adjust the curves. Okay, and then we're just going to turn it down a bit. It's going to be a very small change to it actually. There we go, we have a median value of 131. There we go. So that is now our Albedo texture. So I'm just going to export that. Let's just put this on my desktop. PBR texture. And I'm just going to call this, oops, .png. Okay, now we're going to want a specular and a gloss map. Now with the gloss map, what you want is, basically how it's going to work is you're going to have to tweak it a little bit. You can use this reference. This is now for the micro surface. Just use the color picker again, and we're going to fill this. Then we're just going to get another median value for it, which is 55. We're going to go here. We're going to duplicate this layer. We'll call this the gloss. It's also the micro surface, just in case you guys, not Microsoft, micro surface. There we go. So on the color picker, you'll see the gloss map is always a micro surface map as well. So we're going to desaturate. Just okay, and then we're going to change the levels. Now we can leave the histogram on here, and the levels was about 55. Let's move down. Now, the general rule here is that your whites will be your shiny parts of your object. So if you move it like that and you start doing something along the lines like that, then all the white parts are going to be shiny. So if you want a bit more of a wet look, if you see here that if you pull like all the way to the side and you do that, you're not going to get nice values. So let's see, try and move it to about 55. And 56 should be okay. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I'm just going to click OK. And that's my micro surface. Then to get a specular map, we're just going to make a duplicate layer from the original texture. We're just going to go desaturate. Luminosity desaturate should be fine. Click OK. Going to go back here and just double check our reflectivity or specular. We're going to check its median value, which will be about 62, so it's just a little bit higher. Go back to our texture that we copied, and then we're going to change that as well. So the same way we changed this one before. So let's just do that. 61 should be fine. You see they look fairly similar. Your gloss, with the emphasis being on the white parts over there, going to be the more shiny parts on the model. Okay, so let's just call that specular or reflectivity map. And then we're just going to export all of these one by one. So then gloss first. Okay, I almost forgot just one more texture to create, and that will be basically, let's just use our normal texture, just your normal map. So with the Normalmap plugin for Blender, it will be listed in the description below. You can just click there. And I think I want to use about scale of 4. I'm just going to click OK. That looks pretty nice. If you want to increase the values, you can either use the normal mapper again, or you can just create like a new layer and then just set it as overlay. Then you'll see that it starts becoming thicker and thicker. I think I might want to do that a couple of times. Just didn't duplicate. Okay, that might be a bit much. I'm just going to go with that as is and export that. Call that your normal. All right, well, we're done with everything in GIMP. I'm going to jump over into Unreal. There we go. I already have like I'm just going to import these textures. I already just have like a normal plane setup that I created in Blender, which I'm just going to apply this to. But basically, you should be able to apply it to any one of these walls or anything like that. So that should not be a problem. Let's just go here. I'm going to drag the plane in. I'm just going to rotate it. And then scale it. Okay, so you see all the textures are here below. So I'm just going to create a new material. I'll just call this matte. Open it. And then select all your textures and just drag them in there. And then you just have to connect the nodes. So the albedo is the base color. There's our normal map. It's a little bit rough, but it's okay. And that's our gloss map. Now the gloss should go into your roughness map over here, and specular will go into there. Now with Unreal Engine 4, as far as I know, it inverts the gloss map. So it takes the opposite values. So because we use the normal method described for generating the PBR texture, you're going to have to use a 1- node when connecting this, otherwise your object might be a bit too shiny. That looks okay, so I'm just going to click apply. I'm going to open my model, just highlight my material here, and then here where it says the material, you'll just use selected asset from content browser. Click save, and the one in the world should change now. I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to... Oops, I didn't play in editor. But that's okay. Lighting needs to be rebuilt, so I'm just going to put out here. Play in editor. And there we go. Your texture is pretty nicely set up. There's a few more tweaks that you can do, but the basic setup is pretty much done. One or two more details that we're going to add in the next tutorial. In the next tutorial, what I'll basically show you is a program I discovered which makes this process a lot faster and a lot easier, and it's also a free program. It's a serious alternative to bitmap to material if you don't have the cash. So I will cover that in the next video. If you guys like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. I thank all of you very much for watching, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you want to see something specific, like you can request a tutorial, and then I will see all of you in the next video. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.